So range time has been significantly reduced of late because of ammunition shortage. Significant ammunition shortage. Thankfully, I bought a lot before this happened, and so I've got enough to go out to the range every now and then. Today, I am sighting in a Ruger PC Charger that I've never even fired before, so I'm going to fire it for the first time, and I put a red dot on it, so I'm going to zero the red dot and maybe take a few other shots. So I'm not going to blow through a whole ton of ammunition, but I'm going to go through enough to get the red dot zeroed. I think this is going to be a new backpack gun, and maybe plink a little with my sidearm as well. See how it goes. This is my range. This desert out here. I've been shooting in this desert and riding motorcycles and four-wheelers my whole life. One thing I've seen out here in this desert, more this year than I've ever seen before, is people living out here in RVs. I think they're transient. I don't think they stay very long, but they come out here, and I've seen some of them be out here for a couple months this summer, just living. So what we have is a Ruger PC Charger chambered in 9mm with a detachable barrel. It just pivots on like that, and we're good to go. I put a 6 Hour Romeo MSR red dot on it, and I've never fired this gun before, so the red dot and the firearm are brand new, and we're going to give it a shot today and see how she does. Try to get this red dot zeroed, 25 yards. So before I start zeroing it, I've got a steel target that's 25 yards down range. I'm going to put a couple of rounds through it and just get a feel for how it does. I'm not even going to check accuracy at this point. I'm just going to feel the gun and feel how it shoots, because I've never fired this gun or any gun quite like it before. I hit the target twice. I wasn't taking very careful aim, but based on where I hit it, I think that red dot is low and to the right, which is consistent with where I saw the shots that didn't hit go. So I'm going to work on it for a while and we'll see if we can get it zeroed. So I moved the red dot to the left 4 clicks and up 4 clicks. We'll see what that does. Let's go take a look. So that was the second group that I just did. And I can see exactly where I hit on each group. So the first group I shot hit right here, and I hit one right there, which I was standing and I wasn't really taking careful aim. This last group I shot, I hit one, all of it. Well, I think this one right here is one, but those 3 are all together, and there's actually, I think, a 4th right there. So 2 of them hit in the same exact spot. One of them hit really close. So I think left or right is good. My dot was right there in the center of the target. So I need to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up another 4 clicks and we'll shoot it again. Okay, so I've adjusted it up 4 clicks. Still haven't hit the target in the center, so I don't need to paint it. And shot through the first mag, which I did not load fully. So we'll put a fresh mag in and try one more time. I can see my hits and they're still low center. So we'll go 4 more clicks up and try it again. I went 5 clicks up just for one more for good measure. Give her a shot. Still a little low. Okay, so I shot a few more times off camera and it's pretty well zeroed in. I think I'm still a little bit to the right. I made a couple of adjustments to the windage, but I'm going to put the camera at the target this time so we can get some video of the rounds hitting the target and just see how it looks. So there's the target, that big orange plate. Haha. And I painted it. We'll see how it looks on camera. So, wasn't happy with my placement on those last 2 shots, but my group was bad. But I'm happy with where the dot is at. I think it's pretty close. We'll take a couple more. So in the process of that last couple of rounds, I noticed something crawling across my little range area here. It's probably the biggest beetle I've ever seen. They're huge. Actually, I've seen them before, but not very often. If you look, that's an expended 12 gauge shotgun shell, and that beetle crawled underneath it, and he's nearly the size of it. That's how big he is. He's bigger than a 9mm round, like significantly bigger. This is a 9mm round. So that's kind of interesting. I think I'm going to shoot him, see how good this red dot is. So I shot the beetle, and where that hole in the ground is right there is where he was. I don't know if I hit him and sent him flying, or if just the impact, if I missed him, but the impact of the round sent him flying, but I can't find him. Where did the beetle go? That's not the beetle. I don't know where the beetle went. I've never shot a beetle before. I've shot a few things in my life, but never a beetle. So, beetle's gone. But what I did find is after I took that shot at the beetle, I have a failure to eject. So again, this is a Ruger PC Charger. I'm not reviewing the gun. I'm not really a gun reviewer. Lots of people have already reviewed this gun. I'm just out shooting it, seeing how I like it. To this point, it's been flawless. But that is a little, that's interesting. Maybe slightly concerning. It's brand new. It's never been fired. This is the first time I've ever fired it. And so that's the first failure I've had as well. Now, I can see, and I don't know if you can see in there or not, but there's also still a round in the chamber. Right there. There's a round that's trying to chamber. And this expended round just didn't eject. So these are cases where you want to be really, really careful. I have the safety on. I'm not going to touch the trigger. And we're going to clear this. And by pulling that, the bolt back, I got both rounds to eject. So we have a clear chamber now, bolts back, safety on. And I'll shoot a few more times and see if I can get it to fail again. So the gun feels pretty good. Well, I load another magazine here, and I'm enjoying shooting it. You know, it's interesting, the recoil on a 9mm pistol like this, when you are using a shoulder brace, is more than you'd think. They're not soft guns. This one's maybe a little softer than some because of the way Ruger designed it, but they have a kick to them, and I would say it's close to a 5.56. But it shoots well, seems to be pretty accurate. The inaccuracies to this point are on me and not on the firearm itself. But I do like it. I'm creating this. I think I'm going to make a new backpack setup using this gun. The folding brace is particularly handy, and then when you pull the barrel off, you actually end up with a very, very small package. Now, I don't intend to carry it or put it in the backpack with the barrel off. I don't need to. It's very, very small that way. But this barrel is threaded, and so if you had a can on here and you added maybe 6 to 8 inches of can, you could pull the barrel off with the can on it, and you'd have two pieces that would fit nicely in a backpack. I'm not going to run it suppressed, and so at least not now. And so I'll carry it in my backpack. It fits nicely just like this. Also, this is the first time I've owned one of these SIG, this particular, actually it's the second one I've owned, but I'm liking this red dot quite a bit. We'll put a few more rounds downrange and see if I can tighten up my grouping a little bit, because I think this firearm is doing its job. I'm also going to see if I can get it to fail again. I doubt that it will, but it might. It's breaking it in. I think it'll be reliable though. So I'm happy with where the red dot is. I might adjust it up one more click, but overall I'm happy with where the red dot is. I need to tighten up my grouping a little bit on this. Again, this is just over 25. It's probably about 27 yards is where I'm shooting at. It's about a little over 25 yards in front of the table, and it's a good group. It seems like a good shooting gun. Hasn't malfunctioned again. I'm going to put a few more rounds through it. I don't have, well, I'm being conservative with my 9mm, all of my ammunition, but especially my 9mm. So we'll put a few more rounds through it, and then got my little happy stick here, and it's loaded with some SIG hollow point self-defense rounds that are the rounds that I will keep in the firearm when it's in the backpack. I haven't shot these through it, so you always want to shoot at least a few of the rounds that you carry. So I'm going to shoot a few of these through it just to make sure that it cycles properly with this different ammo. Okay, shot a few more times. I'm going to put the camera back at the target, and I'm going to try to get a tight group. We'll see. One of the things that is interesting about shooting it at steel targets the way I have this one set up here is that they start swinging, and so sometimes even when you're shooting good, it hits the target in a little bit different spot because the target's moving. But I'm going to get one more shot of an up-close shot of hitting it. I've painted the target one more time, take a few more shots, see if we can get a tight group, make sure that dot's where I want it, and then we'll probably call it a night. So I'm satisfied with where the red dot is. I'm not satisfied with my shooting. You can see I've got a decent group of 3 right there, and then I was low right on 1. But the dot is hitting the center of target. That's center mass, and I'm satisfied with where it is. And that's at over 25 yards. So all in all, I think that I accomplished my mission of getting this thing dialed in today. So another thing I wanted to point out, and one of the cool things about this Ruger is that it comes with the magwell internals that you can swap out and run Glock magazines in. So this is a Glock magazine, and I swapped that out, and so I wanted to mention that I am running, this is a magazine made for a Glock. It's an AWG, which is an inexpensive Glock magazine, fits most Glocks. And one of the things I wanted to find out today is if these aftermarket Glock magazines would work in the Ruger. And the only malfunction we've had is the one that I showed you, and that had nothing to do with the magazine. That was a failure to eject, and I don't know why it did that. It has not done it again. Right now, I would guess we've probably got about 30 rounds probably through, maybe a few less. It's been good, seems to shoot good. It's a fun gun, and I think it's an ideal self-defense gun for someone who's looking for something to carry in their vehicle, in a backpack, hiking. It's not super heavy. I think the gun itself weighs about 5.5 pounds maybe. right in there. And this is all factory. This is exactly the way that it came from the factory, with the exception of I put the brace on and I put the red dot on. But other than that, this forward finger guard, keep you from getting your fingers out in front of the muzzle. All that comes from the factory, just like this. You can also reverse the charging handle, can be reversed, and it can go on this side. So if you wanted to, you could take it off and you could put it on this side. For now, I'm going to leave it where it is. I may do one on each side. I've seen a lot of guys do that, and that looks like a good idea. And I may also do some aftermarket upgrades. I like the trigger. Trigger feels real good to me, so I'll probably just leave it the way it is. Aha! What have we here? Failure to eject number 2. That's twice that this gun has not ejected a round. Now the rounds I'm shooting are, these are Winchester target rounds. They are inexpensive. I bought these before ammunition went through the roof. They're Winchester brass, and I don't know if the gun doesn't like the round or if I'm going to continue to have trouble like this. But again, this is interesting as well, because I can't even get the safety back on. So we have a round chambered, safety's on. So it ejected that round. Shoot it a few more times and see what happens. Well, since I'm here and I've got ammunition, I think I'll shoot my P365 XL and just get a little trigger time with that. I love that gun. And by that gun, I mean this gun. I love shooting this gun. I carry it almost every day. I carry every day. This is what I carry almost every day. And I love this gun. Little range time with the Ruger PC Charger. What are my thoughts? I like it. I like it a lot when it shoots. I'm disappointed to have 2 failures out of probably less than 40 rounds. Both exact same failures, both documented, both failures to eject. And I think that maybe that'll resolve after the gun's been broken in and had maybe 100 or 200 rounds put through it. But I don't think that should have happened. Could be an ammo thing, could be a gun thing. Remains to be seen. I did run a few of the SIG self-defense hollow points through it. Those ran, I only ran about 6 through it. They ran flawlessly. Probably a little hotter load. And but anyway, I like the gun. Glad that I made the purchase. I actually bought 2 of them. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to sell the other one. I'm an FFL, and so usually when I buy a gun for myself, I buy at least one more, sometimes several, and I sell them. So I like the PC Charger. If you're looking for a good self-defense weapon, maybe a house gun, maybe a truck gun, backpack gun, which is what I'm going to use this one for, give it some thought. Give it some consideration. I will tell you that I'll be putting a lot more rounds through this thing, and if it continues to fail, if we continue to have those ejection issues, you know, I'll update you and I'll also contact Ruger and let them know. But for now, it's a neat little package, neat little gun. Glad to have it. Probably tough to find right now, but keep your eyes out, and maybe you'll end up buying my other one. Peace. He's bigger than a 9mm round, like significantly bigger. This is a 9mm round.